The Nativity is such a good idea. This is a 1987 film directed by Lusk and Patterson. And I have to say, if we take out the creative aspect of it and just look at it as a version of the Christmas Nativity, I would have said it was okay, not the best, but not the worst. But because we have this other layer to it, it makes it quite fascinating and a little bit different. And this other layer involves three individuals who travel back in time to the time of the Christmas Nativity. And I've never seen that done before. Interestingly, if I had a time machine, it is one of the places I would go to. I mean, I wouldn't because it would be terrifying and scary, but if I could do it kind of with invisibility and observe, it would just be absolutely mind blowing. And we'd see them kind of exploring this and beginning to piece together the pieces of the puzzle because they don't immediately, obviously, know where or when they are. And don't immediately recognize that it's, oh, the night of the birth of Christ. And as they explore, we also see things from Mary and Joseph's perspective, and we have the three kings and the very iconic, recognizable elements of the Nativity story. Depending on which versions you frequently watch, there may be certain bits missed out, focus on certain things, maybe more prominent here and there, but I feel like it handled the narrative very well. It didn't really neglect anything, and we also have a brilliant King Herod, voiced by the fabulous Vincent Price. We also have Helen Hunt and Gregory Harrison as Mary and Joseph, and I just thought it was a little bit different, something to kind of mix up the traditional nativity story. I will always watch any adaptation, or that's not the right word, interpretation of the nativity, because it's a story that I love. When I got my first ever computer, I used to write it as a, well, not really a screenplay because it wasn't formatted like one, but I used to write the nativity quite frequently. I used to start it and never finish it. So I've always had a soft spot for this story, and I will always watch any version of it. And when I discovered this, I just thought, okay, Vincent Price, fantastic. And then I started watching it and I thought, this is just a really good idea. It's just something a little bit different. And I think you have to not take it too seriously. Obviously, take it seriously insofar as it being a nativity, but not so serious as to kind of, nitpick or pull apart the time travel aspect. But it's good fun, but also a nice way of delivering the message, and I think it's beautifully done. The soundtrack is gorgeous. Name a Christmas song, a traditional Christmas carol, it's probably in there somewhere, and I absolutely loved it. The animation style is not too bad. It's not completely to my own personal taste, but there's nothing wrong with it. The style is consistent, absolutely no issues there. Obviously, a great overarching narrative of the Nativity with this really fascinating twist. And yeah, I think it's a pretty interesting concept, and it works really well if you're a fan of watching the Nativity and are looking for something a little bit different. Give this one a go. I think you might enjoy it.